Hi, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet, and today I'm reacting to this combat vehicle shocked the world, the insane power of the CV-90. And I found this on a channel called Spotlight, so please go check them out, and I will go ahead and link them down below. Let's get to it.
The CV-90 is a highly versatile Swedish infantry fighting vehicle designed to tackle the harsh Scandinavian landscape. It has spawned a family of IFVs, the most recent of which has been used to help Ukrainian efforts in defending their country. For almost 30 years now, it's been the jewel in Sweden's military crown, and there's no sign of this IFV going anywhere soon. In fact, it's likely we'll see the next iteration of the vehicle in the next few years. Let's take a look at this Swedish fighting machine. During the Cold War in the early 80s, the Swedish Army needed vehicles with high mobility, air defense, anti-tank capability, high survivability, and protection. In 1985, the CV-90 was a project group that was made up of representatives from the Swedish Armed Forces, the Swedish Defense Administration, or FMV, and Swedish contractors that included Hägglunds and Bofors.
I know when many of you think of the CV-90, you immediately think of BAE Systems, but understand that BAE was not involved in the initial development. They came in later.
Contractors would be behind the CV-90 build and future iterations. Hägglunds would become part of BAE Systems. In the project group's search for an IFV, they finalized the design for a new vehicle that came from an Air Force concept. A year later, the prototypes were ordered. 5 prototypes were constructed and were delivered in 1988. These were then tested extensively between 1988 and 1991. At this time, further prototypes for specialized variants were ordered. The first deliveries to enter service started in 1994. Since then, the original CV-90 has gone through many iterations, and the core of the vehicle is often customized to meet the needs of specific missions.
This vehicle was specifically made to be modular and upgradable. It can be assembled and configured in a wide variety of mission profiles, such as mechanized infantry transport, recon, artillery support, main battle tank capabilities, missile squad. It can deploy drones, and it can engage aerial targets. This vehicle is a jack of all trades when it comes to vehicles.
Let's look at the latest iteration that's currently in service, the
Mark
CV-90 Mark IV. The Mark IV came from a research and development program performed by BAE Systems to use feedback from the 7 countries that use the CV-90.
How well do you know your flags? We have Sweden, Norway, Finland, I want to say France, but it might be the Netherlands, Switzerland, I don't know what the black stripe is, and Brazil. However, I don't think Brazil is an official operator. I believe they are currently testing the Mark IV, and they have actually placed an order. If you know for sure, then please drop it in the comments.
This iteration has many new improvements on its predecessor in terms of mobility, protection, and firepower. The newest vehicle was launched by BAE Systems during the International Armored Vehicles Conference and Exhibition in September 2017. The design of the CV-90 Mark IV is very similar to the original model, with the driver seated in the front left, the power pack to his right, the turret in the center, and the troops' location at the rear of the hull ready for deployment. The construction is of all welded steel armor. This basic armor can stop attacks against 14.5mm armor-piercing rounds. The armor protection over the frontal arc is classified, but all models from CV-90 and later are said to be protected against 30mm armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot ammo.
Wow, that's impressive. But I'm sure that's not the only thing that's classified on this vehicle. A lot of Sweden's technology and research is definitely under wraps, as it should be.
This CV-90 has a crew of 3. This includes the driver, commander, and gunner. The rear part of the hull, which is home to troops being delivered, can accommodate up to 8 infantrymen. These are seated with 4 on each side facing each other with an anti-blast seat for each soldier.
I've gone on missions in tracked vehicles before, and I promise you that it is as uncomfortable and as cramped as it looks.
These troops enter and leave with a large hydraulic ramp in the rear of the hull. For further protection, the Mark IV can be equipped with an active protection system. The state-of-the-art sensor suite of this APS provides a long-range, real-time 360-degree panoramic view of the vehicle's vicinity, which gives the vehicle the capability to react and counterattack quickly. Threats are detected thanks to the use of an active electronically scanned array radar sensor developed by Rada Electronic Industries and a passive infrared detector developed by Elbit's Elisra, if required. When a target is close, an explosive projectile interceptor is launched towards it. The interceptor explodes very closely to this threat, destroying or deflecting and destabilizing it without detonating its warhead. This interceptor is a mortar shell-like projectile with a combustible blast warhead that sends a shockwave upon detonation, enough to neutralize the incoming aggressor. In this version of the CV-90, modern protection systems of the vehicle also include a jammer system to stop infrared missiles and laser detector devices.
Wow, that is amazing. It's almost like a vehicle version of Israel's the Iron Dome. I'm not saying it's using the exact same technology, but it's the same concept though.
To power the 37-ton tank, the CV has an impressive engine. It's an improvement on previous designs, with the Mark IV capable of up to 1,000 horsepower from its engine, and the latest upgraded X300 heavy-duty transmission. The torsion bar suspension of the vehicle has 7 dual rubber-tired road wheels on each side, a drive sprocket at the front, and an idler at the rear with no track return rollers. A track tension adjusting system is fitted as standard on the CV-90, which lets the driver adjust both tracks at once without the need to move.
So can other track vehicles, such as a Warrior, a Leopard, an Ajax, or an Abrams, actually do that also?
If needed, the IFV can be equipped with SUSI-type rubber band tracks. These are lighter and quieter while also providing greater range, reducing vibrations, and increasing protection against fire and mine blasts. In terms of weaponry, the Mark IV can be fitted with a 2-man turret or an unmanned weapon station. The power-operated turret is of all-welded steel construction and designed for 2 men, with the commander seated on the left and the gunner on the right. Turret traverse and weapon elevation are all electric, with manual controls available in the event of an emergency. The D-Series modular turret with the vehicle is highly versatile and can be switched out with different types of armament, from 30 to 40 mm and 35 to 50 mm automatic cannons up to a 120 mm smoothbore tank cannon. The secondary weaponry can include Spike LR or other anti-tank guided missile launchers, as well as a 7.62 mm coaxial machine gun. This gun is mounted to an independent pod located on the turret's left side. This weapon pod can also be armed with 40 mm automatic grenade launcher, 7.62 mm machine gun, or a laser weapon depending on the needs of the mission. The right side of the turret features 2 anti-tank missile launchers stored under armor and raised from inside of the turret to fire. This storage box can be replaced to host UAV or other spy or reconnaissance devices.
Wow.
There are also 8 smoke grenade dischargers mounted under armor on each side at the front of the turret. Standard equipment of the vehicle includes a nuclear, biological, and chemical filtration system, with a chemical detector and radiation detector systems. For stealth, it can also use heat-absorbing filters to provide temporary protection against thermal imaging, image intensifiers, and infrared cameras.
I'm not sure if they're going to talk about it or not, but one feature that they're trying to develop is the ability for it to actually camouflage. So in a white, snowy environment in the Alps, for example, it would turn white. In the desert, it would be tan. In a woodland, it would be green. If they could develop that technology, I think that would be amazing.
The commander can use an independent sighting system mounted on the roof of the turret. This is a day camera, a thermal camera, and a laser rangefinder, which lets the user find targets and confirm threats to the gunner, who can take them out with a cannon or anti-tank missiles. For infantry, I think one of the most important features is that they do have a video screen where they can actually see their environment. If you have to quickly disembark to go on a mission, it would be nice to know ahead of time just what kind of terrain and enemy that you're actually facing. Because when you're in the back of one of those, your situational awareness is almost nothing. It is loud, and the only light that you see is coming from an open hatch. At least that's the case with M113s and M577s. CV-90 is currently in service with Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Netherlands, Norway, and Switzerland, all using the IFV. By 2020, there were 16 different versions of the CV-90, all modified to deliver various roles. Over 1,000 vehicles have been built to date, and in 2023, it was announced that Sweden would contribute 50 of the vehicles to Ukraine.
If there are 1,000 of these in service, I'm pretty sure that Sweden owns about 400 or 500 of them.
However, it wasn't known which version was being sent. Now the Swedish Army is looking to improve the CV-90 once more for the Mark V model. The work needed on this is estimated to take the next 4 years to complete. Although no agreement has been reached between the FMV and industry, there have been some development goals published. The first is for a hybrid electric propulsion system to be proposed and possibly integrated. Others include improvement of its heat, radar, and visual signature management, integration of beyond line of sight anti-tank guided missiles, and integration of unmanned aerial vehicles. These improvement variants are thought to extend the lifetime of the CV-90 in the Swedish Army beyond 2034. What do you think about the CV-90? Let us know in the comments, and please like this video if you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
If you want to help the channel out, I could really use a like, comment, or a share. And what I want to know is if the vehicle actually has amphibious capabilities. Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed watching this video. This vehicle is definitely the gold standard in fighting vehicles. I love the fact that you can configure it to meet mission requirements. It's kind of like a Lego. So why have more countries not actually bought this vehicle? Anyway, if you do want to check out another video on military technology, then here you go.